Hey everybody, this is your daily dose of all things royal. It's 100% confirmed. Sunshine Sachs no longer represents the Harkles. According to Radar Online, the article starts off saying, there might be another reason Meghan Markle is agreeing to stay in the United Kingdom besides for Queen Elizabeth's funeral. RadarOnline.com has confirmed the unpopular Duchess of Sussex and her husband Prince Harry have severed ties with their United States PR firm, with Sunshine Sachs telling us we no longer work with the exiled royals. That doesn't sound too friendly. I'm going to bet that the relationship soured, and I will have this feeling that I don't think it was the Sussexes that dumped Sunshine Sachs. I bet that Sunshine Sachs dumped them, either because they were a bitch to work with or they ran out of money. That would certainly explain all the crazy leaks and having Omid Scobie as the mouthpiece to push out lies. Apparently, Meghan and Harry are no longer featured on Sunshine Sachs' website. However, Harry still remains up. Now, that's interesting because we all know that the reason why Meghan has access to all these opportunities is because of her husband. That is telling in itself. For sure, I would think that they're keeping him up there because, again, the royal connection. Meghan is nothing without Harry, and I guarantee she probably treated Sunshine Sachs equally as nasty as she's treated everybody else. I'm looking forward to the leaks that are going to come out from Sunshine Sachs or people that have worked with Meghan from Sunshine Sachs to talk of this. I'm sure, no doubt, stories are going to come out. If not being leaked, definitely next year in Samantha's court case, I am sure Sunshine Sachs will be subpoenaed to testify. That's going to be really juicy to watch. Apparently, they dropped Sunshine Sachs recently, like literally when they went over to the UK. I personally don't believe that. I had been noticing for at least a month prior to the Queen's passing that the traditional news media outlets that they go to, like People Magazine, Us Weekly, they weren't reporting on them. They also weren't putting them on the cover of their magazines. I mean, remember, Kate was featured in August on the cover of People Magazine. I wonder if that was a big FU to Meghan because they did it on her birthday. That had to have stung like no other. And I don't think that Radar Online is putting this out on behalf of Meghan, because they're a bit brutal in the article. It goes on to say further down, the actress turned duchess has been getting snubbed left and right by mourners who have been stationed outside of Windsor Castle. Several crowd members refused to acknowledge Meghan or shake hands with her when she attempted to greet grievers outside the gates. Yeah, Meghan didn't put this article out. You know how I know? It's because they're telling the truth. It's pretty sad to say, but when you see the truth, you know that it's not coming from their team because this is exactly what happened. The best part of this article goes into the second to last paragraph where it says, as RadarOnline.com exclusively reported, the Suits actress will likely get nothing of value from the Queen's recently updated will after causing a stir among the family with her Oprah Winfrey interview. We've learned that Kate Middleton, would they please stop calling her Kate Middleton? She is Princess of Wales. Respect that. Sorry, is expected to inherit the majority of Elizabeth's 300-piece jewelry collection worth $110 million. What? The Queen obviously was playing chess. Checkmate. Da, 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 da. It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg. Her Majesty, in my book, was the all-time MVP. I'm going to now shift my focus and spend a second on talking about these titles and the hypocrisy of all of it. So I posted this in my community page last night because this had crossed my mind as we have been talking about these titles of prince and princess. And being that Meghan Markle is the queen of woke, or the poster child for this woke liberal progressive, and every bandwagon that's out there, she's on, especially when it comes to gender equality and within the LGBTQIA XYZ. I don't know how many genders we're up to now, but we're getting to a point where you can be anything you want. If you want to be a pony, you can be a pony. So, looking at the hypocrisy of them wanting these titles, I mean, we know that they said that they didn't want the titles. Now they're coming back and talking about having the titles in the HRH. Obviously, it's important to them. So, what happened to raising Archie without gender stereotypes? Back in 2019, Meghan had leaked this to her PR firm, and it was blasted all over the world that they were planning to parent with a gender fluid approach. So, this lying grifter is now trying to ensure that her kids get these titles and to be boxed in and stereotyped as a he or she. What if Archie doesn't want to be a boy and says, I want to be a girl? How is that going to work? Hypothetically, if Archie said, I am a girl, I want to be a girl, I identify as a girl, will he be able to call himself a princess? So now here is where religion comes into play. The monarchy is rooted within the church. There is nowhere in the Bible where it says man and woman can be 50 different shades of man and woman. It's man and woman. So they need to figure out, what is it that they really believe in? If Meghan only worships the dollar bill, then come forward and own it. Don't pretend that you are some virtuous, earth-saving humanitarian, because you're far from it. And with Meghan being so delusional, she would probably think that, oh, if we get these titles, then I'll be able to reform the monarchy for them to adopt a gender neutral approach, and being able to, make these titles somewhat non-binary, which no, the institution is not going to change its core rooted value with religion to meet this woke nonsense. There's no doubt in my mind that Meghan really gives a shit about Archie and Lilibet's birthright. She cares about the money. And the reason why prince and princess is not good enough for the both of them is because they don't get any salary with that. With the HRH titles, I have learned that there is a salary that comes with it because they would be considered working royals. That's what the HRH means. Yeah, there will be security given to them, but they also get money. With the prince and princess titles, it's just a title that they will have. And what point is that going to make in the United States, since we don't care about titles? In fact, I think it's worse for those kids. I mean, she didn't like the Earl of Dumbarton. Think of what's going to happen when she starts toting her children around, calling them Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Do you know how hard it's going to be for those kids? They're going to get picked on. They're going to get teased. They're going to be treated differently. See, Meghan is not thinking about those children. Meghan is only thinking about Meghan. And I think right now, looking at this whole situation, the best thing that Charles can do is give the option to the kids when they turn 18 to either want to go work for the monarchy, literally keep a job open for them so they can get their HRH titles and the prince and princess, and let them decide how they want to be classified. I mean, what if by 18, I think at that age, they would be able to say, hey, I identify as a rabbit or a donkey, and I don't want the title. They live in California, and apparently it is becoming a law, or they're pushing for legislation for penalizing anybody who misgenders somebody, whether it be fines or jail sentence. I don't think that these titles right now are such a pressing issue. So I think that the Harkles need to sit down and shut up, because it's not about you. So stop making it about you. Otherwise, you're going to get deported back to the United States, which the United States right now doesn't care to have you guys back. So to finish off this video, let's look at the grandchildren's Vigil. To be honest, this choked me up a little bit. Like many of us, we've watched these grandchildren grow up. It's almost like you feel like you know them because we've witnessed many major milestones with majority of them, from their weddings to the birth of their children. William, I have to say, looks really good in a uniform. At the end of the day, was it really such a big deal for Harry to wear his uniform for, I think it was like 15 minutes? All right, so it's over and it's done with. He won't ever have to wear it again. I do hope that he did take the time to reflect and also be able to talk to his family without the ball and chain around his neck. Let's hope for the brief moment that he has been out from under the grip of the claw, that he was able to be comforted by his family and to remind him that he is a part of the family, and maybe it may make him think a little bit differently. I mean, I could hope and be optimistic. By no means is he forgiven for all the crap that he has done and for all the lies that he has told. What we're all seeing that makes us uncomfortable is somebody who is suffering in silence. He's still a douchebag, but, we don't want to see people suffering unnecessarily. What I foresee happening, I do think the British public would be forgiving of Harry only if he came back without the wife. And if he issued an apology or in some ways acknowledged where he has been hurtful to his family as well as to the country. Will we be able to trust him again? No. I think people will forgive, but they won't forget. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll be back soon. Bye.
It was such a fraud.